All right, so what tray, which wind strip tray goes with which vegetable and why? Well, cell trays come in different sizes for a reason. And that's going to be the amount of soil and the size of the cell itself. So the biggest is, let's say, a 50, right? So this is a 50 cell. So you can see the size of the, right, compared to, let's say, a 128. This is a much smaller, right? So you can see there's a stark difference between the two. Right, so this is a cucumber and a 50, which is pretty much the largest in the wind strip range. And we plant these straight into the ground from a 50 size. That's a lot of soil per tray. I think it's like a few liters of soil that is going to be for 150 tray. And this is going to be a lot less soil for more seedlings. And so you're going to save a lot on soil by using the smaller tray. You save on space. If you're using heat mats, you save on space. But it doesn't mean you'd want to do a cucumber in a small tray to save on space, right? So the reasons you want to do it is based on what it is, right? A cucumber gets huge quickly. This is going to fill out the cell in just, I mean, this has been on the table maybe 3 or 4 weeks. That's it. And so if we put it in a small tray like this, it would outgrow it within days. This is time. And it hasn't even outgrown it yet. It's just sitting here waiting to go in the ground, but it's been in this for a few months, maybe 3 months it's been in this, this tray. So it hasn't overgrown it quickly. And it would just be a waste of space if we put it in the 50. And then in between those two is a 72. And the 72 is going to be, you know, right in between those two. This one isn't quite ready, but these are peppers. And a great, you know, peppers are a good thing if you're going to pot them on in a 72. We do celery, celeriac, we do parsley, all in a 72. Right, so here you have the different sizes, right next to each other. You can see the dramatic difference between them. Right, so it's about matching it to the correct one. And on the wind strip page in Neversink Farm Tools, there's a little chart that just goes through, you know, the most common vegetables and which trays I put them in. You can push some, you know, either way, depending on whether you're going to be potting it on later. So you can use a very tight tray like a 128, right? Here, this is a 128. You can see how tight that is. And you can use that for tomatoes and cucumbers, but only if you're just germinating it, and then you would pop them on. But if it's going to be the only tray it goes in, then you got to size it correctly to make sure that you can get to a mature size, a mature start size that can go in the ground and will survive. You don't want it to run out of fertility. Because that's one of the dangers if you put things in too small of a pot, too small of a cell tray, is that it's going to run out of fertility. The roots are going to use up all of that fertility, and then it's going to start to go yellow or white and cause problems. I'll grab one that doesn't look so good. But here you can see a tray of lettuce, right? Been too long in the tray, starts to go yellow, right? And if you wanted to grow lettuce longer in a tray, rather than feeding the tray, it's better to just use a bigger tray. So this is a 128. It's better just to use a 72 if you want to keep it in a tray longer, if you like to plant bigger lettuce. But if you're trying to save on space, if you're growing at scale, you're a farmer, then a 128 is just going to make more sense, because this is going to be perfectly fine to plant at this size. And it's going to take up a lot less space on the table, a lot less space in the germination chamber. And, you know, you can plant it right now. This has maybe another week and a half, and then it's going to start to use up its fertility. And that's perfectly fine for me, because it's going to go on the ground and it's going to take off. All right. So, you know, put some questions below if I haven't answered something about why you would use a certain tray. But it's going to be about whether you're potting it on, which vegetable it is, and how quickly it's going to use up fertility. What are your space-saving needs? At what scale are you growing? Is space a problem? Do you want to plant it later? Let me know. Let me know those questions, and I'll try to answer them. All right. So thanks for watching.